on, Cigar World? What's going on, Cigar Enthusiast? It's your boy, Jack.
It's your guy, Nate the Great.
And we are the Virtual SmokeDeck. Welcome to the Virtual SmokeDeck podcast, where every conversation feel like you're chilling in the lounge.
Here, we spark more than just cigars. We spark real conversation.
From culture, community, to business, lifestyle, and other things that you will hear anywhere else.
Every week, we sit down with voices that matter over sticks that hit.
We are the Virtual SmokeDeck. What's going on, my boy?
What's going on, fam?
Good, boy?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man, I just told Nate, man, it's crazy that, I haven't seen him in a while, and, come to find out he over here, operating in opposition territory, with other opposition people.
Tell him why you mad.
Yeah,
Tell him why you mad, son.
So I'm just not understanding, right? So, no, but, man, it's good to see my boy, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
How life been treating you, boy?
Actually, pretty well. Just getting a little bit busier at work, trying to ramp up some stuff, start of the new fiscal year kind of thing, and doing training. So it's not too bad, but still making my way to get it in.
Yeah.
Here and there for little mini vacays. So, but yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, man. It's one of the beautiful things about this season is we can essentially start winding down our busyness, right? And I told this guy yesterday, I was like, man, how you been, bro? He was like, busy. I said, man, have you noticed that every time we ask somebody how you been, we say busy? I said, busy is not good. We need to slow down a little bit and realize that there's 24 hours in a day. It's only so much we can do. It does. You can't get added on hours. You can't get 32, carry 12 from the next hour, from the next day, and bring them into your day. You can't do that.
There's no rollover minutes.
There's no rollover minutes. You cannot get 36 hours in a day, right? But so, we got to slow down, and as a society, as a generation, and just be like, you know what? I didn't do much today, and be okay with that.
Yes, take it in.
Yeah,
be present for where
right.
you're at, and yes, definitely just take it in.
The employers, I tell my staff all the time, man, I said, every day I want you to strive for 100%, but that doesn't mean that every day I'm going to get 100%, right? And I know that. And obviously, most people, most owners or whatever don't want to admit that, but that's the frank reality of what we're living in, right?
The objective is 100.
Yeah, the objective is 100.
Yes.
If you got to give me 80 today, and then give me 120 tomorrow, I'm okay with that.
Correct.
But the objective is still, 100%. But understanding that, it's nothing that we do that's going to kill people or save people's lives, right?
Gotcha.
So it's like, man, whatever, bro.
Yeah.
So things picking up at work.
Yeah. So pretty much that's the gist of it. Things picking up at work. Wifey set travel. And
she going to Dubai.
Yeah.
When?
This week, and then she come back for a couple of days, and then off to St. Lucia.
Yeah.
So she's busy for October, which in turn will make myself busy for October.
Yeah.
We gonna be busy. Yeah. Just staying gainfully employed.
Yeah, man.
Kind of thing, and
being productive, man.
Productive. Yes.
Productive, but
yes.
not too
Absolutely.
Not too busy human beings.
No, I live a stress-free life, Jack.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Hey,
that part.
Yeah, everybody know me like, Nate, just be chill. Yes, I know it's cliche when they say you're too blessed to be stressed and all that, but I do, man. I try to live a stress-free life.
Yeah, man.
I don't worry about too much, I try not to put stuff on my plate to where I have to worry. Constantly worrying, like, I don't know if this is gonna. Hey man, leave that up to the big man.
Yeah, man.
Keep it pushing.
That part, man. What you smoking today, bro?
Today, man, little Toro Fuente Rare Pink.
Okay.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So,
is it this month?
In October, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
or next month. This month.
This month. Release.
Okay.
So it's it'll be
days all messed up.
And for the month of October, man. Shout out to those survived. Shout out to those that fought the good fight. And came subdued to cancer. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so important.
Me and my wife was talking about this last night, man. That all this craziness is going on. Like, You have autism is on a high. You have fertility issues going rampant, right? You have women that is 38 years old that can't have babies without fertility treatment, right? You have kids really coming out at an all-time high with autism. You have cancer rising, right? And it's just crazy. So we was talking, and I'm like, man, there's some misinformation coming out in regards to Tylenol and all of this other stuff, right? And me and my wife was talking, and she was like, no, like scientists are coming out, like the reason autism is on a high and infertility is on a high is not because of Tylenol. It's because of airborne particles that is in the air that is causing this stuff.
That you don't even see.
That you don't even see. My question is, well, theory, thought process, whatever you want to call it is, how is this stuff getting into the air? It has to be getting pumped in the air, right? Right, we can't just say it's carbon monoxide.
It's like exhaust, though, how it is. It's like you creating and doing things that produces these type of chemicals and whatnot. Like, and my theory, I would say personally, is I believe it's like the food.
Yeah,
Our food,
I believe
our
it's processed
food,
bro.
Is
I
like,
think it's food, 100%.
It's not the same. And as it keeps trying to get more and more, like they're trying to cut back on, because of the farmers and things like that, we're disestablishing because of the workers. So some of that, it kind of plays a part to where they're trying to make almost fake food.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get you by, or is what you remember eating, but it's really not that. And so a lot of the chemicals that create that is what is being, with the exhaust part, is what's in the air.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that is, circling around and coming back to causing these such things as, high rates of the autism, high rates of the cancerous things that, that create in your body to where, lung cancer or just prostate cancer and just different cancers throughout. It's bigger than just breast cancer. It's a lot more cancers that are out there. The largest one that we clearly see or hear about is breast cancer.
Right.
There's a lot. There's a lot of other cancers out there.
But that's a factual statement, and you talk about a movie that is kind of ahead of its time was Good Burger. Yeah, you think of. I know it's a comical type movie, but it's a reality to what was happening at that time, right? Yeah. You had Good Burger, a great food stand that is producing great quality burgers and natural producing products, right? And then you have Mondo Burger right across the street. The op, right? But they were making their burgers with different chemicals. I was blown away. And this is not on our script, but I think it's a good conversation. I was blown away to learn how many ingredients make up the chicken at Chick-fil-A. Do you know that number?
It's I heard it, and I don't want to misquote it, but it's like 10 different ingredients or something.
50.
Like 50. Jeez, I was off.
50 different ingredients to make up chicken. Now,
how it is one.
I'm gonna tell you guys.
Backyard pimp right there.
I'm gonna tell you. There's one ingredient that makes chicken. Chicken. And you process chickens, you cut the meat off, and you do what you do with it from there.
There's your chicken breast. Yeah.
You should not have 50 chemicals that makes this. Even the McDonald's burger, right? Yeah. Like this burger is made it's like not ground beef.
Yes.
Right? It's a multi-processed mixture
of powder and water
all
and this
kinds
and
of stuff that makes this burger, right? Yeah. And when we talk about like cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, infertility, all of this stuff, we do got to take a step back and say, you know what? We 100% can't blame it on medications and stuff like that. We got to blame it on one, society changing, and society being, I wouldn't say a lazier. I'm not gonna say that. Lazy is not the word. I would say busier, because talk about busy, right? We're a busier society that does not value home cooked meals anymore.
I would say the more like the microwave state. Everybody wants it quick.
Quick.
They don't want to have to raise the cattle
Yeah.
for said years in order to get the most out of it weight wise and meat wise.
Yeah.
It's all oh, let's get it fast.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hurry up and make this thing grow up faster. So that's where the hormones and different things like that into creating this super cow, so to speak, and then they go to slaughter it, and then but the chemicals you put in the cow to make it larger is what you're consuming because it's still in the doggone cow. So it's one of those that's why I say it's food. Man.
It's food, bro.
It's not the same.
No.
It's
and you notice the difference like when you go overseas, right?
Facts.
Like when you go overseas and you just eat something as simplistic as an egg.
Yes.
Right? Our yolk here in America is more yellowish, but the authentic egg that comes out of the chicken's butthole, right, or blowhole for that matter, is a goldish yolk. Yep. It's more golden, right? And that shows you all the nutrients and stuff that's in that actual yolk. You can even just start as simple as that, right? It's like, bro, one thing I love about just overseas period is like just how clean you can eat. Yeah. And it's like, I'm not no health guru by any means, but the cleanliness of, our food matters, right? And I think that's even when we talk about like downtown Dapper D's and cheesesteaks, right? I'm gonna put a little segue here. We will be the best cheesesteaks because we're dealing with 100% raw materials. We're not buying no steak that is being cultivated inside of a factory. We're not using onions that is not grown out the ground. We're not using things outside of Cheese Whiz is about the only thing that you're gonna get pasteurized there. But it's like good quality products, and it's like, man, we got to get back to places like that. I think that's why Kava is such a hit. Correct. Right? Because it's just a clean
Kava all the time.
It's a clean way of eating.
Yes.
And it's not expensive. You like compared to Chipotle,
which for us is right next door to each other. The Chipotle and the Kava is right next door to each other.
Man, you go to Chipotle and spend like $17 on a bowl. You go to Kava and spend $11, $12 on a bowl, and it's a cleaner eat.
Yes.
So
and they got military discount. Shout out to Kava.
What you smoking today, bro?
Like I said, man, I'm on that.
Oh, you got the pink rare?
Pink rare today, man. What you puffing on over there?
Man, I'm smoking that new Foundation 10-year Anniversario, bro.
Ooh.
This thing is fire.
Okay.
Fire.
All right.
I'm not even gaslighting right now.
Yes.
Like, talk about it's a Maduro cigar. Celebrates 10 years. Perfecto. If you learn anything, you know anything thus far about me, I love a Perfecto cigar. This Perfecto is simply amazing. I would say compared to like the Night Commander, it dog walks the Night Commander. Dog walks.
Okay. Yep.
And just like the complexity and the notes of like the Senator mixed with a Tabernacle. Oh my God!
I like that Senator.
This cigar is amazing.
It's on there. It's on that level.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's try that.
Now the issue is gonna be it's gonna be limited for some time, right? Just simply due to the fact that production got to get up and stuff like that. I mean, we had a total of 6 boxes total, plus the chest, which is a 20-count chest, $750. It's a really dope chest that opens up, slides out. You got those. We haven't got those yet. We got the 10-count boxes, and I tell you now, like we're almost sold out here at St. John's.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's.
And so the boxes, the chests, are you just gonna sell those as a set?
Yes.
To get them,
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I don't buy one myself.
Hey.
If I don't buy one myself, because when I say this jock is fire,
okay,
I'm like, bro. Man, our first segment of the day is fantasy football.
Fantasy football.
Right now it is football season, so it would make no sense for us not to talk about football. But we can't talk about football on a weekly basis outside the fact that the Eagles are freaking killing it. But nevertheless, that's not the topic of discussion of the day.
Thank goodness.
This week we're talking about fantasy football. Man, the first question I want to get to is, man, what players are the most disappointing right now?
Ooh, disappointing. Not living up to their numbers. I'm not a big fantasy football guy. I don't play in a lot of leagues. However, I still watch football.
Right.
So I will probably say, and I be checking for him because he's former Giants player, but Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Which is in your realm of the Eagles, hasn't been hitting the numbers as last season, for instance, is one for sure.
And you know what's crazy? It's like I 100% agree with you in a way that I think people are trying to one, I think it's a two-parter.
Okay.
People are fighting against the run a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But you know that like breakout runs are still there. Why? Because Bijan Robinson is doing them. Derrick Henry is doing them. James Conner, before he got hurt, is doing them. Bucky Irvin is doing it. Right? You got some really good football players just out there, running backs that is breaking the holes. Man, every time I watch Saquon, man, it almost feels like Saquon is last year when he ran towards the cluster, but there was a lane, right? So essentially when a lineman blocks, they block and they open up a lane, right? And then though it's clustered, you run through that lane because if you make it through that lane,
that first layer,
then you are pretty much gone.
Yes.
Right? And that's where, like, even going against the Rams last year and stuff like that, man, we had 200-plus games. He had 200-yard games going against them because he was finding those lanes. He's not finding those lanes, and nor is those lanes being created for him either. And so now he's running into these holes, which he was normally doing, but he's running into just a congestion of bodies and making it 2 yards, 3 yards. So it's just not overall, beneficial.
Beating down on your workhorse. Mm-hmm. My other one, I'll give you two. You give me, you're gonna give me a couple, but my other one I'll probably say is Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
And part of those numbers would be, I guess, to the fact now that Joe Burrow's out, so he's not. That's his guy right there. So he's not giving him the numbers that he would need to be successful definitely in fantasy. I mean, he's still great talent, great athlete. Can't take anything away from him. It's just you got to give him the ball.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You got to put the ball in the air and let him go be great.
Yeah.
And he's just not getting that right now.
And I think a lot of that has to do with, man, it's this thing. It's like you want these players. Like, I'm never gonna hate on nobody for getting their money, right? Go get your money, make your money, do great things for your organization. The fact that they paid T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and yet the production of those individuals are not productive at all is mind blowing.
Hit that ROI. Baby.
Yeah, and it's like when you look at the totality of the Bengals, right? Mm-hmm. It's easy to say that the Bengals have a comparable. So you have a couple teams that have very comparable skill set players on their offense, right?
Gotcha.
You got the Lions,
yep.
You got the Eagles, you got Baltimore, you got Cincinnati, and Buffalo, right? So even when you look at like Buffalo, you got Keon Coleman, you got Shakir, you have Cook in the back, and then you got I'm about to say Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Even when you look at the Bengals, you got T. Higgins, you have Jamar Chase, you have Chase Brown, and you have Joe Burrow. When you look at the Eagles, they got Saquon Barkley, they got Jalen Hurts, they got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. When you look at the Lions, you got Jamar Gibbs. You really can't say the Lions and running back core without saying Montgomery as well.
Yes.
So you got Jamar Gibbs, Montgomery. You got Jared Goff. You have Jameis Williams. And the other wide receiver, St. Brown. There you go. So you talk about these rosters that have it, right? But yet you look at the production overall, and they're like, bro, what are you doing?
Where are my numbers?
Right, like, why are you guys not producing? Yeah. Like, you can kill them in the air.
Yes.
and you can kill them
On the ground.
On the ground.
Yeah.
Why are we not doing it, right? And I think that's what makes fantasy managers really, really like upset is because it's like, yo, you really supposed to be killing this stuff, but you're not. And it's like, man, just to see, like, I'm gonna read. There's like one of our next topics is not topics, but questions in this is I'm gonna actually give you like a top fantasy team, in our Dapper D's league, right?
Okay.
And it's completely freaking mind blowing because nobody would have been able to say this is what you consider a top team.
Yes.
In fantasy. It just can't. You got Chase Brown. Chase Brown is almost obsolete right now. So we talk about players that I think is disappointing. Chase Brown with Cincinnati is just almost obsolete. I don't know what the hell Derrick Henry is doing. This dude.
Besides fumbling?
Dude, ball control. You guys need to run a drill.
It's like the worst time that he decides to fumble. Fumble in the first quarter, man. Not 8 minutes, you know what I'm saying, left of the fourth, where you're trying to like make a move, like, oh man, like in week 4, I think it was. But yeah, it's just
don't even get me going, man. That freaking defense, that Baltimore defense is terrible.
Right now.
Like, oh my God. Like, yeah, you can move it down the field. You want offense to be explosive, but goddamn defense, you got to stop something, right?
Yeah.
You just
give us a chance. I mean, Lamar is only going to score so many times, you know what I'm saying, with Derrick Henry so many times. But it's like, man, help me help you. And me helping you is like so we can get this W.
That part.
So we need, you know, defense wins games.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
From the test of time, defense wins games. Offense sells tickets.
And, you know, it's just like even, you know, just like teams that just like you, like it's just players that's out there. Nico Collins, man. This dude is one of the top rated wide receivers, but yet he gets 9 targets a game, only catches 4 balls, like 5 balls out of 9 targets. Bro, you literally got balls hitting your hand. It's not like the quarterbacks is overthrowing them.
Yeah.
Like they're hitting your hand and you're just not catching. CeeDee Lamb, you're just not catching the ball.
Yes.
Right? It's the ball is coming to you, you're not catching it. And it's like, you look at it from a fantasy standpoint, you're like, bro, what in the hell is going on?
Yeah. Especially for those top receivers because those are usually you guys' like first picks.
Yes. Well, this year,
kind of
this year was running backs.
Okay.
Your running backs and a few top end, high end receivers was in that mix. Like your top 5, your CeeDee Lambs, your Amar St. Browns, your Jamar Chase, or Justin Jefferson, your AJ Brown was in the top picks, but a lot of running backs went. And it's like, bro, when you start talking about first round picks, like it's almost important for you to get your quarterback first round, and that's a 4th round pick.
Build your team around, yes.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't know who's gonna be there, and then even on your late picks, like last year, you had the ability to get some really great late picks. Bucky Urban was one last year. Chase Brown last year was late picks that people didn't know what they were gonna do, and then boom,
Sleepers.
they do great things. Chris Godwin, you know, doing great things, right? But you just got Mike Evans has been getting outperformed by Abuka, which is a rookie. Which is
crazy because Mike Evans is like I forget how many years
like 11, 12
of like 1,000-yard seasons.
Okay. Yeah, he like 7 or 8.
Yes,
a
like
lot.
consecutively. Yeah, so he produces, but it's like, man, he's not producing this year.
No,
like that.
no,
Yes.
no. And so right now, man, I know fantasy managers are. I'm 0-3 right now. I mean 0-4. Excuse me. 0-4. Bro, I can't get it right. And power rankings in the beginning of the season, I had the number 1 team. So
man.
essentially, as analytics wise, I picked a hell of a team.
It sounds like you have a Dallas Cowboys team. Paper champs. We winning this year. No, you're not.
It's ticking me off because I do this every year, bro. I do this every year. I lose, and then I get a hot streak, and I just literally win. Win the rest of the games all the way out, but I miss the playoffs every time. Bro, I am sick of it. I'm sick of it.
I'm glad this is your league too.
I'm sick of it.
I'm glad you started this league.
What is considered a great fantasy team right now? So I talked about that, and I'm gonna read this out.
Run the numbers.
I'm gonna run the numbers. So this dude is averaging 140 points per week. 140 points per week. Which is nuts.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. Go
Smart.
Birds. Jonathan Taylor as his number 1 running back.
Okay.
Indiana.
Yep.
Derrick Henry. How the hell you got Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry is beyond me. But whatever.
Yeah.
Wide receiver wise. DK Metcalf with Pittsburgh. Shaky, right?
Yep.
Corey Sutton, Broncos. Shaky, right?
Yep.
Tyler Kraft, Green Bay. Wasn't even considered a top 5 tight end. Killing it.
Right now.
Shaky, right? Javonte Williams, Cowgirls, running back. Killing it. You wouldn't have picked him in your top 5 rounds as somebody that would have been great.
That almost sounds like Tay picked that team.
Steelers defense and Buckner, kicker for Kansas City.
Okay.
His bench, Alvin Kamara, Matthew Golden, Keon Coleman, J.J. McCarthy, Kareem Hunt, Chargers defense, Tyler Tucker, and Joe Mixon is IR.
Okay. 140 a week.
It's considered a top team in fantasy. Bro, give me y'all answers on this. Like before you went into week 1 of football, did you think this would have been a top tier team?
Probably
As a matter of fact, hold on.
Probably not.
Let's go here. Their power rankings from the beginning. Their power rankings. Let me see. Was 4. Mine was 1. I'm number 12 in the seat. The league.
So you went from 1 to 12.
12.
My man, 4 to 1. That math ain't mathing, sir.
It's not. Talk about pissed.
Yeah, we can hear it. It's all the way in you now. We can hear it.
I want a fantasy football championship.
I want a trophy.
I want a trophy.
It's not fair.
And I can't get it.
Hey.
And this is why I don't gamble. I had somebody ask me, do you do FanDuel and Best Bet and all that? I said, hell no.
No.
Only time I bet is when I'm on a cruise. The only reason I do it on a cruise
It's because you can't go anywhere.
because I ain't going nowhere. You eventually get tired of drinking.
Yes.
You get tired of the shows every night.
Yes.
Like
the gambling is with potential of coming back with a free ride.
right, like you might get a award that says you got a free. Like I don't think I'm gonna ever get a free cruise because I ain't gambling that much on those. I do $300 and I'm done.
Yes.
But
Everybody
man,
have
like,
a limit.
like no, I'm not. I can't bet on this.
But it's really if you make a lot, you use your 3 and you flip it, and you do get a good lick on them. That's what they be like. Hey, we're gonna get you to come back out. So basically, they can try to get some of their money back.
Not me, bro.
From me, but I understand.
Not me, man.
I know.
Fantasy football is disappointing right now. It's depressing, and I'm sick of it. With that being said, we're going to get into our main segment of the day. Our main segment of the day is iconic cigar brands.
Iconic.
So we put together a list collectively in our production meeting in regards to what are the most iconic brands.
Top 4.
Top 4. We wanted to go top 5, but it was hard to get a top 5.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with the most iconic brands.
Most iconic brands.
So I have Padron.
Okay.
You obviously have.
A Toro Fuente.
I have Davidoff.
And our last one would be, what do we say?
My father.
My father. That is it, yes.
My father. And our way of picking these iconic brands wasn't based on what our favorites was. It was more of lineage and what they have done for the industry in regards to just kind of humidor space that they take up, right? And there's some that we could say is really on the cusp, right?
There's a few on the cusp.
On the cusp of becoming an iconic brand. You talk about Padron in itself. You talk about Arturo Fuente in itself, Davidoff in itself, and my father. These companies have been around for years, doing great things, producing great cigars, and really just kind of are the meccas, right? And their perspective or origin or region of the world. So.
Got you. Hey, Nicaragua coming strong as far as that. I mean, look at those brands. It's basically 3 out of the 4 are out of Nicaragua, Escali area.
Well, you got Davidoff and Padron. I mean, Davidoff and Arturo Fuente out of Dominican Republic, but they're doing work in Nicaragua, as well. So
that's why I said it's the highest. Nicaragua is probably the most used tobacco.
Yeah.
As far as those iconic brands, yes.
Now, outside of what makes them iconic as their lineage, what else makes them more of an iconic brand that kind of goes to? Like, what would you say makes them iconic?
Iconic. Year after year, winning the awards because of the quality of their tobacco is phenomenal, and it's my favorite was consistency. They are consistent. Like, you know what you're getting when you smoking those iconic brands.
Yeah.
Those brands are also, typically found in the movies.
Yeah.
So to speak, James Bond type movies, just sophisticated movies. You'll find those brands in, and you're like, oh man, I remember that. Yeah. What you're smoking after winning championship games. Kind of thing. So that's what kind of breeds the iconicness of it to where the world is seeing it. Behind the scenes and like cigar enthusiasts, we have a different outlook on it as far as them being iconic, because they are the ones selling and they are the ones that are most consistent and putting the information out to the cigar world and them as a brand.
Yeah,
that's why.
And I think in totality, just to add value to what you're saying too, it's like, when you think of celebration, you think of those brands, right?
Yes.
It's not really too many brands that you can think of that says, okay, I'm celebrating a milestone in my life, I'm going to go grab this outside of those iconic brands, right? Yeah. You do have some that you'll run to, and like I said, it's very subjective, right? It all, like, we try to take our palates out of this list and really go into more of history and stature of that brand, and just the elements that make that brand what they are. Outside of just what we prefer. But when you think of like celebrations and different things of that nature, you think of a Davidoff, you think of a Arturo Fuente, you think of a Padron, right? I don't necessarily know if you think of my father being a celebration, but you talk about every day, banger after banger, full body, that's how they get there. You think about, when you talk about just kind of who is running Esteli, right? One of your major players. I don't care what your brand is. I don't care who you rep for. I don't care like what lounge, what you sell most at your lounge. When you talk about who has the strongest foothold in Esteli, it is my father. Yeah. My father has a strong threshold, and you're able to see it even in tragic situations like the AJ Fernandez fire. Yeah. When they had their fire, the person that came and helped them be able to open up their production and rolling facility back up was my father. How can you do that? You have enough infrastructure and space within that. You have, you have the resources around you to make that happen. And you talk about just a company just doing it, man. I think that's why they're an iconic, right?
It's one of those undercover ones too. My father.
Yeah, 100%. You wouldn't know until you went to Esteli.
That's what it's almost like. Instead of my father, it's like Godfather. Like, hey, we're making moves. You know what I'm saying? Give them what they need.
Everybody. So what's funny is that's a factual statement, but you also got this thing in Esteli where. Lunches and Esteli is huge, right? Not just because it's lunch, but that is one of the busiest times outside of getting off in Esteli, right? People work around when my father goes on lunch. Why? Because they have such a huge staff in Esteli. You got to work around when they let out. And that just shows you how much of an infrastructure they have.
For traffic wise, like just being able to support feeding them, you know, for the restaurants and local shops that are around there. Yes.
Yeah, man. So, question, bold prediction time.
Okay.
Bold prediction. What company do you think will become iconic in the next couple of years?
In the next couple of years, I see it as, and it was one of the ones that were on the fence with us, but I would go AJ Fernandez. Just after visiting that, you know, doing that tour and seeing how their production and what it takes to, you know, from seed to sale kind of thing. Yeah, I would definitely have AJ there because they roll so many other brand cigars. I was like, it was eye opening and just impressive.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, you roll them too? Like, oh yeah, you know, like them also, you know, just the different labels and stuff like that they have out. That would be my pick as AJ Fernandez.
You know, that's very unique that you mentioned that is because you think of brands like Espinosa Cigars. You think of, you know, Monte Cristo. You think of Romeo and Juliet. You think of, you know, even some of these cigar specific stores that have brand that's going through AJ. So, you know, that's I think that is very in par with what it is that they are doing. I would say mine would be Paciencia.
Yeah.
And I think Paciencia is a brand that's been around for years, decades, right? In regards to manufacturing. And manufacturing cigars for other companies and putting their names on it. But obviously right now in the last 5 to 6 years, Paciencia has kind of been producing their own cigars. And it's really just before COVID they came out with their particular Paciencia brand. But you talk about one that when you talk about what is considered iconic, you know, the things that we just outlined that is considered iconic right now is, you know, what cigar do you equate to celebratory and celebrations and milestone things? You gotta say Paciencia.
Yeah, they did one for like the what was that? I think it was the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. The Effenhale.
Yeah.
Effenhale.
Yes.
And that cigar was amazing. That green band, that's a sleep. You know, that means you know your stuff. Like, not too many people know about that cigar. I think that cigar came out, what, 22? 21, 22?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
good
beast.
spot. But it's like, it's not, I don't even know if you're going to be able to find it.
No, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? It might be like a mom and pop shop, like maybe way in the back, they forgot about it kind of thing. Like, rustled in the inventory. But, yeah, that's one of those sticks that
You're not just going to get.
You're not just like, hey, let me see what you have. It's not there.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, even with that, like, you talk about, you know, creating sticks, like limited production stuff that is, I think it's just a way of testing the market, right? I think you know, I don't believe that the Ometepe, the island in Nicaragua that they grow that Ometepe wrapper at, is just a, you know, one and done thing. I think that was okay, let's see what the reaction to this is. Oh, they like it. We're gonna do this. Like
little filler.
Yeah, cello, right? Being grown in 3,500 elevation in a mountain. Crazy. You know, let's experiment with that. There's nobody out there truly experimenting with that type of tobacco.
To where you can even grow that type of tobacco. That's not even in your everyday around the corner. Hey, I'm gonna start farming this. Like, you gotta be up in the mountains, and then, like we said, logistically getting the stuff up there.
Yeah.
And having all your equipment up there and the runoffs for the water so they don't oversaturate it when you're doing your growing and things like that. Like, it's a lot of science that's in there, and then adding that science on top of this mountain or in that actual region to where you're growing this tobacco.
And that's the part that I think you look back just at their core lines, right? You You look at the different yields that they do, the 147, 149, 151, eventually 153 is going to come out. You look at, the Presencia Irma Fuente, the Natural, the Maduro. You look at the Traverse, it's Alma de Campo, and then Alma de Fuego, right? You look at these regular production items and you say, even those are fire, right? These are, like, we're just not banking on limited edition. And you talk about a good core. It's even when you talk about Padron, that's a good core. You got your 1000 series, you have your 1964 series, you have your 1926 series, you have your Family Reserve. That's core. Yeah. But when they come out with their 97, their 98, their 96, their 99, their collab with Arturo Fuente, their different limited editions, you're still talking about bangers, right? Yeah. And not everybody can smoke the limited editions, and that's the beauty about, bro. Like, even Pacencia is the same way, Arturo Fuente is the same way, Padron is the same way, Davidoff is the same way. Even my father, you get up there when you start talking about the limited editions, because they have the infrastructure to create high quality product.
High quality, yep.
High quality product, man.
And a lot of times you be like, hey, what's the difference between them? Some of those you can tell it separates the men from the boys. In that analogy,
100%.
It costs you more, probably 3 times the amount of a regular cigar, but the quality is like unmatched.
Unmatched. That part.
Looking for an ultimate cigar experience? Step into Dapper D Cigars. With premium cigars, unmatched vibes, and exceptional service come together.
Whether you're a seasoned aficionado or just getting started, our humidor is fully stocked with the best brands throughout the world.
And our team is here to help you find your perfect smoke.
Kick back in our upscale cigar lounge, enjoy a drink, catch the game, chop it up with good company.
Hosting events, private parties, or just a place to unwind, Dapper D is just a spot.
With 2 locations in Jacksonville, stop by today to enjoy the experience at Dapper D Cigars. Man, we're going to go ahead and rock into our second main segment of the day, which is Smoke Reflection. Smoke Reflection is a time for us to really just to reflect on a couple things that has been kind of iconic for us as individuals, and really just kind of, challenge our viewers to be able to go in and, look at other things that they should be kind of reflecting on in life, things that have made their life better. So this week, one of the questions that we're going to go in regards to Smoke Reflection is, what book changed your life and why?
Good question. I would say off the top, my book would be Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay.
Robert Kiyosaki, I think it is. Just seeing that dynamic, and we'll even go culturally, because it's in the book, like culturally, was phenomenal, man. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he goes on and tells the story, like he had basically 2 fathers, his biological father and then like his homeboy's father, that was, successful, went to Stanford University and different places throughout, I think University of Chicago and then Northwestern, to finish on his doctorate, his PhD. And so he had that, and then just the financial piece of it that a lot of times we don't get into, the ability to talk about finance and stuff like that, which I really feel that they should do more of that in school, the financial structure, but they don't, because a lot of kids are able to go home and get that knowledge on the side, so to speak, that typically our community it does not. And just me, I'll say for my own self, just growing up, like that wasn't talked about, as far as the stocks and crypto wasn't out then, but just stocks and investments and banking against like life insurance kind of thing, just those properties, owning land and things like that. It wasn't readily talked about or exercised in our communities. And so that book was like, wow, this is somebody's writing about, you know, the differences between these two worlds. And yeah, I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah. You know, Rich Dad Poor Dad is such a good it's such a good book just to kind of reflect on, you know, how important fathers is too, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I think so long we, you know, even historically we praise the forefathers of what we would call America, right? And settling into America and making America what they did, right? You talk about the dynamics and the thought process that a strong father brings to just any home, right? And I think that's why, you know, I think when we talk about history, especially in history in the African American community, that's why it was pivotal for the father to be removed out of a lot of situations in regards to households. And, you know, growing up as somebody that grew up without a father, I know the importance of, you know, having a father, not by way of having one, but by way of being one to my daughters, right? And you understand that, hey, if the mindset of the father is poor, then guess what? The mindset of generations to come is going to be poor as well. And if the mindset of the father is rich, and you know, just not we're not talking rich as in the sense of wealth. We're talking mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially rich. And in part in those ways, you can change the trajectory of generations to come, man. And I think that is one that is just, you know, just so great, man. So that's a unique book, and I'm glad that's, you know, that's one that really just kind of stood out to you. I would say one for me, you know, I didn't read a lot of books growing up. I wasn't a reader. I was a math guy. So numbers to me came easy. I love math. I mean, all the way up to calculus. I was a mathematician. But, you know, in my 30s, I started reading a lot more. To date, and I know this is not going to be a big number, the fact that I'm, you know, 34, but to date, starting in my 30s, I'm at 57 books. Okay. And, you know, some has taught me a lot of things. I think in a combination of several ones will be iconic. But Chasing the Lion by Mark Batter. Mark is a preacher out of D.C., man, and so my time when I went to D.C., I was able to stop by his coffee shop, Ebenezer Coffee Shop, and he also makes, you know, this book called Circle Makers. He got another one. He got a bunch of books. I mean, just great spiritual, you know, fulfilling books. But Chasing the Lion was very important to me and really stood out to me because in life, you know, we have obstacles that are in our way. And, you know, so many times, especially from a religious standpoint, we look at it and say, you know, obstacles are, you know, something that God gives to us to be able to overcome, make sure we're strong enough. And in reality, it's the devil has put obstacles in the way, but God is saying, are you going to keep steadfast on what it is that I'm calling you to do? And regardless of that obstacle, are you going to have faith of a mustard seed to really do that? And the Chasing the Lion really comes off of the fact of, you know, David's story, right? Yeah. And, you know, obviously David is, you know, one of the most, I wouldn't say idolized, but the most prolific, iconic, right? Prolific stories in the Bible, right? Everybody knows of David beating Goliath, but what we don't realize is that God really started creating this fearless mentality with David while pasturing the sheep, right? And while shepherding the sheep in the pasture lands, and that's what Chasing the Lion is. So it essentially it talks about sometimes we have things that is going to terrorize us, and we don't run from those things. We run towards those things. So David, when the lion tried to come interfere with their house and all of their stuff, David didn't just continue to sit back and let the lion just terrorize. He chased the lion down, went into its pit and killed it, right? And essentially it's metaphoric and ironic really the metaphor is that when we have things that's stepping in our way, we need to be able to go and run towards those things and kill it, right? Bible says if your left arm offends you, cut it off, right? It's not like that's metaphoric. It's not literally, because I mean, if that's the case, then we all will be walking around with no arms, no feet, no eyes, no anything, right? But it's saying that, hey, if something offends you, cut it off. Stop allowing it to affect you, right? That's why, like, we gotta stop as a generation allowing childhood trauma to show up so boldly and strongly in our adult lives. We need to cut it off, right? And so, Chasing the Lion is really one of those books that just gives you the motivation, the wherewithal, the thought process to go do it. And like I said, man, there's a plethora of books. You know, Winning Starts at Home by Randy Garvett. This book is it's so amazing, right? Goes into, just the rich dad, poor dad thought process. Winning starts at home. If you can't win at home, if your family is not winning, your children aren't winning, if you don't have a healthy marriage or happy life at home, then you find those people that find so much consumption and work and different things that takes them out of the house, right? So, that's one of those things that as you sit back and you just kind of reflect and say, man, what has made me a better man today, man, is, bro, you got to get into those books, man.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
And so as you get to a point of, just kind of smoking and reflecting, that's why I always challenge people, when you smoking cigars, sit down and slow down, right? I think a lot of even my life is about slowing down. Slow down a little bit and actually take the time, grab a book, go to a cigar lounge, grab some headphones, go to a cigar lounge, smoke a cigar. And it's okay not to talk to people sometimes. Cigar lounges are meant, these clubs are meant for relaxation. Like, it's not always about party or, socializing. Take this time to reflect and become a better person, a better human being to society. And I think that's kind of what we're running into now in society, is like not enough people are slowing down and figuring out how can I be a better human being to society.
Gotcha. And don't get offended because somebody's not there to talk to you and chit chat with you because they're in the lounge. Like, you don't know what they're going through, what they just needed to, like, kind of woo-saw, so to speak, and just unplug. So, he ain't even talking today, something wrong with him.
Right.
Nah, man, I'm chilling. Just here.
Yeah.
Like, let me kind of
I got real life stuff I'm trying to
trying
to sort out.
And I don't want your problems or how you're venting absorbed into me. Like, yeah. I don't want yours as well. I'm trying to cipher through mine.
Yeah.
So that's just a little nugget, man. Don't be mad at people, they're not trying to be social butterfly with you at the lounge.
Man, I think that's an amazing segment, and I really hope some people really pay attention to that segment and, just take away some great things from it, because I just sit back and I just reflect on not only what I said, but what you imparted into that conversation, man, and it's so much wisdom in that conversation alone that I don't think necessarily was part of it, but it's just so good, man. Yeah, for sure. Man, we're actually at our final segment, which has truly become the staple of our podcast. Yeah. I truly believe that this is one unique way of just kind of relaxing and throttling back on what we have talked about in our conversation, and really sitting back and enjoying our cigars a tad bit more, man. This is our cheer series. So if you're new to our podcast, don't really know what our cheer series is. The cheer series allows us to open up a bottle of bourbon, tequila, whatever the case may be, and really just kind of dissect that in regards to the cigars in which we're smoking. Today we're going with the Dublase, which is a boutique brand that was founded here in Jacksonville, Florida by a guy by the name of Darren Eakins. Great guy. If you ever get the opportunity just to sit down and talk with him, his story is impeccable. He has one that is a vanilla note whiskey, which would be more of a flavor whiskey, but this one is his actual bourbon. So, with that being said, man, cheers, bro. Cheers. You know, it has some smooth, very smooth notes to it. Overall, has a little bit of a bite on the initial. It kind of smoothens going down.
Yeah.
I'd rather take the bite on the initial than the bite once it gets to your chest.
Yeah.
So definitely a good bourbon. If I'm not mistaken, this is distilled at Manifest Distillery here in Jacksonville, Florida, too.
Okay,
And so I'm gonna go ahead and take a puff of my cigar, man. See what it do. Those complement very well.
They do go together.
You could definitely take the earthy notes, the oaky notes out of the cigar, blended with the aging of the bourbon as well. So overall, good cigar, man. Good bourbon. Excuse me. Good bourbon for sure. With that being said, if you're new to the Virtual SmokeDeck, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell, and give us a huge thumbs up. We come out with videos every Wednesday at 12 p.m. on YouTube for you to watch. I mean, definitely sit back and enjoy it and comment as you go through the videos. Any questions, comments, or concerns, we do read those, and we will start to highlight those in our next couple of episodes as well. But like I said, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell, and give us a huge thumbs up. That way you can stay in tune on when we're dropping. With that being said, I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast.
It's your guy, Nate the Great.
And we are the Virtual SmokeDeck. Shout out to our sponsor, Dapper D's Cigars, for sponsoring us on a weekly basis. Man, Dapper D's is a premier cigar lounge conglomerate located in Jacksonville, Florida. They have 3 locations, one in River City near the airport, one in St. John's off of 210, and then downtown location opening up in winter of 2025. With that being said, y'all stay smoky and have a great day. We are gone.